Hello guys, my name is Santiago Ojeda and I'm your teacher. Today we're going to see instruction manuals for scientific experiments. So, when you make a scientific experiment, you need obviously an instruction manual like this one in here. Let's read it. Invisible ink experiment. Lemon juice and other acidic liquids can be used as invisible ink. If you write with any of them, you can't see what you wrote. But when you hit the invisible text, the carbon compounds of the acidic liquid break down, the ink turns dark, and the written message can be read. This is a short introduction of the experiment. Now, materials: 3 cotton swabs, 3 samples of acidic liquids, lemon juice, grapefruit juice, vinegar, 3 sheets of paper, and 1 lamp or candle. Instructions. First, label each of the sheets of paper with the name of the liquid you will use on it. Second, use a cotton swab to write on each sheet of paper and use a different cotton swab for each liquid. Next, let the messages try and notice if the text is visible. Finally, turn the lamp on or light the candle and hold each sheet of paper close to it. What were the results? In all 3 cases, the ink becomes invisible when it dries, but when heated, the message turns black and becomes visible. The results are the literally results of the experiment. What is the difference between results and conclusion? Well, let's read conclusion. Different acidic liquids work as invisible ink because they have carbon compounds that react to heat. The conclusion is like the explanation of the result, like what you learned or what can you explain by finishing the experiment, like what is your conclusion. It's not the same as results. Results are literally the results, what happened when you did the experiment, what were the final results. So tips. The tips sometimes are not necessarily important, but in this scientific experiment they added tips. If you use a lamp, wait for the light bulb to hit. Don't place the paper too close or directly on the light bulb or candle because it could burn. This could also be in the instructions or the procedure. So, well, to resume this, in a scientific experiment you need a list of experiments you need, the steps you need to follow in order, the procedure or instructions, pictures that illustrate each step. I will show this in a moment. Extra information to do the experiment correctly, the tips, information about what will happen and why. This is like an hypothesis, and well, what will happen and why, it's actually the results and the conclusion. Texts with instructions to perform experiments are better when they explain the purpose of the experiment, like the introduction, tell us the materials we need, give steps to follow, procedure, explain the results, and include pictures to help us understand the procedure and information. So this is the second part of the instruction manual. Now this is graphically. It's the procedure. First, we got the 3 sheets of paper with lemon juice, vinegar, and grapefruit juice. Then in each one we put the cotton swab on it, and then we write on the sheet of paper. This is step 3, and we heat it with fire. Number 5, you can see how the 3 of them, you can see the invisible ink in the 3 of them by heating them up. So this sometimes we need graphics to understand the procedure or the manual, the instruction manual. So reading quickly and noticing graphic elements can help you anticipate the general idea of a text. For all the actions in instructions for experiments, add, dissolve, pour, etc., there is an effect or result. Using one is a way to express this. Other possibilities are the words if. If you add oil, it stays above the other. If you pour water, it will turn blue. I don't know. And as a result, look for similar expressions in text to find the results of actions. Read the instructions fragment from the invisible ink experiment again. Circle all the words that are used instead of numbers to help you know the order of these steps. So let's circle them. Instructions. First, it is circled. Label each of the sheets of paper with the name of the liquid you will use in it. Second, use a cotton swab to write on each sheet of paper and use a different cotton swab for each liquid. Next, let the messages dry and notice if the text is visible. And finally, turn the lamp on or light the candle and hold each sheet of paper close to it. Remember these sequence adverbs, these sequence words? Remember that sequence words like first, next, and finally help us put ideas in order even if we don't use numbers. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4. So experiments require exact measurements. Measurement units are usually presented in abbreviations, so it is necessary to understand what these abbreviations represent. For example, L for liter or TBSP for tablespoon. If you find measures in the English system, make sure you know the conversion in the metric system. For example, 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers. That's it for today, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.